So let's touch something today about building nations. Are you ready? We believe that if we don't contribute to building nations, nobody will listen to our gospel. If you're not adding value to this country, nobody can listen to your gospel. Yeah? So today, that's something I want to focus on. If you are not building nations, you make the gospel weak. So if you want to build nations, there are 3 foundations you must build tonight. Are you ready to build those foundations? Yeah? The first foundation is your faith. Your faith must be sitting on unshakable foundation. Number 2 is your family. Your family should be sitting on an unshakable foundation. And number 3 is your finances. It must be sitting on an unshakable foundation. Then we're gonna make disciples. Because our gospel is gonna be listened, influential, powerful, and contagious because of that. Let me repeat, and then I will touch the details. I said, if you want to build nations, if you want to be a nation builder, the first foundation you need to build is your faith, right? The second foundation is, I don't hear you. Say, what's the second foundation? Your family should be unshakable. And that's why the devil fights families more than he fights politics. If there is a political meeting in the poolside and there's a family meeting here, he will leave the poolside and concentrate here. Because he knows if he can shake the foundation of families, he has shaken politics and everything else. Let me give you a research. They did a research in the US. They studied 2 men for 100 years. These men lived in the 1720s. And they were studied for 100 years. One man, he was ungodly. He never believed that God exists. He was completely messed up. So this guy, they traced back to 1720. He was considered to be lazy and godless, with a reputation of being a troublemaker. He disobeyed and disrespected his own parents. And to make matters worse, he married a woman who was much like himself. And together, they produced 2 children. A boy and a girl. When they traced their generation for 100 years, they traced 1,200 descendants who are alive in 1874. That's about 150 years actually. Let me read for you how those descendants were. When they traced those descendants, they found that, in fact, about 6 of the members, 6 of them were in prison at that time. Several of them were prostitutes. So many died broke because of the ungodliness of their great-grandparents. At the same time, they studied this man called Jonathan Edwards, who was born in 1703. He was a deeply religious man. He lived a life of strong moral values, and he became a minister and dedicated family man. He married a religious woman called Sarah, who shared his values, and together they had 11 children.